Wow, nice to meet you, Cameron.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, you have a strong handshake.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's interesting. I find my name is often hard to pronounce for people who speak Spanish because the name Cameron is easier, but my name is spelled Camryn, so it has the sound mer in it, which I don't think really exists in Spanish, so it's Cameron.
Wow, like sounds more like camera than camera.
Yeah, or Carmen. That's what I think
Carmen.
is easier for people.
But can you? Would you like to change your name for a Spanish name? For example, many Chinese people change their name for a Latin name.
Well, I go by Cam a lot.
Cam,
Yeah.
like scam.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What about my name? Do you remember it?
Marco?
No. So.
What's your
So,
name?
in Spanish or English? Which one do you want?
Okay, los dos.
Okay, in English is Adrian,
Adrian.
but in Spanish is
Adrian.
very good. Wow, I didn't expect that you could say. Okay, so if you can say my name, it's because you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, how good is your Spanish?
I don't know. It got a lot better when I was living in Argentina. I was around only people who spoke Spanish, so it improved really quickly. I definitely don't speak it as often now because I stay in hostels where a lot of people speak English. People can tell Spanish isn't my first language, so a lot of times people will switch to English.
Well, you look really like a
I also
gringa.
look like a gringa. I'm very much a gringa, but I can understand a lot. Cuando yo estaría en conversaciones, puedo entender y puedo participar también.
Wow, okay. Muchas personas dicen que el español de Argentina es difícil. ¿Tú qué opinas?
Sí, porque es diferente. Chile y Argentina tienen español que es diferente, pero sí, yo aprendí español en la escuela secundaria de una enseñadora o profesora de la República Dominicana.
Wow, okay.
Pero más reciente, yo aprendí en Argentina, entonces vos y yo y todo es más fácil para mí.
Okay, it's interesting because Spanish from that country, what was Dominican Republic?
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
They have a really strong accent.
I don't feel like my Spanish teacher had a very strong accent, but she had been living in the United States for a while.
Okay,
before.
okay.
Yeah, we were actually family friends when I was younger. We were both friends with two people, or so it was a family. The mother's from Panama, so we were both friends with that family, and so knew each other from when I was very young. I gave her my baby clothes for her twins, or children, twins maybe. And then she ended up being my Spanish teacher, and her husband, who I also knew from childhood, was my history teacher and government/economics teacher.
Wow, someone is watching from India. It's interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, do you have a child?
No, I don't have a child.
Oh,
They're my baby clothes from when I was a baby.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. For you, how do you feel when you speak Spanish from Argentina? Because Argentina people is like outgoing. They are really like express themselves. So.
I mean, when I was in Argentina, there were people at my hostel who I could speak with quite well, but these were people who understood that Spanish is not my first language. So they spoke slowly and with a lot of pronunciation, but there were some people with really strong accents who would speak really quickly, and I was not really able to have conversations with them because they didn't seem to really be able or willing to speak more slowly for me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I enjoy talking with Argentinian people a lot. Like you said, Argentinian people are very welcoming. I learned that sharing is a huge part of Argentinian culture. One of the biggest ways that I would socialize is with mate, passing around the mate, and that's just what everybody would do when we were hanging out in the evenings in a circle. So I have my mate
No
tattoo
way.
that I got in Argentina.
Did you get that when we met, or that was after?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Because I was in
okay.
Argentina from October to December. So my friend gave this to me. My friend who was also a volunteer at the hostel that I volunteered at.
He was so you and your friend get the tattoo together?
No, she is a tattoo artist.
Oh, okay.
She's
Wow. Oh, so that was free.
No, it was just not very much money.
Okay, wow. So we can say that your favorite Latin culture is Argentina culture.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it was the first one I was introduced to. The 2 months I spent there, that's the longest I've spent in one town in a row. So, yeah, it's dear to my heart.
How do you feel in Argentina? Because in Argentina, many people look like you, so you're not that different than here. So.
Well, so the town that I spent the 2 months in is called Merlo, San Luis province. So I would not say that I felt like everybody looked very much like me. At my hostel, at least, not really. Although the owner of the hostel, so this hostel is Casa Grande, which I very much recommend. The owner of this hostel is from the United States, so did look like me. And yeah, I mean, maybe I noticed more people who were blonde or things like that, but I think I was still recognizable as a gringa.
Okay. Okay. What is something that you don't like from Argentina food? For example, they really like to make jokes, even if they don't know you. They like to make fun of you. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I noticed that a little bit, like jokes that didn't feel like jokes, that maybe somebody meant to be funny or light-spirited or good-spirited, but I found maybe more hurtful.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if that was cultural. It might have been more on an individual level, but I didn't notice too much that I disliked.
Some people say that their personality change when they speak in Spanish, and other people say that no, because they don't say the same word that they can do in their mother language. Do you think that your personality changed, or is the same?
I don't think it changed. I think I have a strong sense of self and way that I try to represent myself in the world, whatever language I'm speaking in or whatever place I'm in. But I think I've absolutely grown and changed in my time here. I've been able to be really immersed in various cultures, and I just tried to be open to whatever it was that I was learning, whoever the people were that I was around. So it's hard from an internal standpoint. I am myself, so it's hard to know for sure what the ways are that I've changed. But yeah, noticeably, I don't think that I had too many personality changes.
Okay. But in general, you say that you change your personality.
I mean, I think I don't know if I would say my personality changed, because that's a pretty fundamental part of who a person is. But I think my perspective has changed some. I've had new experiences. I think, all of ourselves change over time depending on what we're doing and what we're exposed to. So I don't know, but I do try to learn. That's a big part of my intention in traveling. So yeah, I've learned how to pack up all my stuff, fit it onto an airplane. There have been times I couldn't get my backpack into the overhead compartment, so I basically had to unpack my stuff on the plane while the flight attendants weren't looking, and yeah, just funny experiences like that, and figuring out how to transport myself around South America and adapt to changes, like
Don't
right
drink water
now,
tap.
right, like whatever it is, yeah. But right now I just went to try to get my visa for Brazil. I had all of my documents, but they told me, one, I think they don't have they didn't have time for me today, and they said it could take 15 days to process my visa, and I was planning to leave for Brazil tonight. So, but I applied for e-visa on Saturday, and on average, people get their response about e-visas within 5 days. So, crossing my fingers that I get my visa on Friday.
Well, if you can know, we can spend more time together here with the cats. So.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what happened with your visa is that where are you from?
The United States.
Oh, you're from USA.
Yeah.
I thought that you were from Europe, like Germany or something.
Really?
Yeah. You don't look so much from USA. Do you have family from that countries or?
I'm like 14% German.
I
you
knew
can't
it.
be DNA wise. Well, as a white person, my ancestry can't be from the United States. So it is a combination of Western European countries.
Mm-hmm. But there is no Latin in your blood. No yet.
Not yet. I don't think I can change my DNA, but we'll see.
No, for example, some people when they do volunteer in Peru, they fall in love with a Peruvian guy or something like that. Did that happen to you in Argentina or in any country here or not?
I actually, in Brazil.
Many people say Brazil.
So that's part of why I'm going back to Brazil.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
Does he or she?
She.
Does she know that you are going back for her or?
Yeah, we have an Airbnb booked, but the booking starts on Wednesday, so we have to reschedule.
Oh my God.
Because I don't have my visa. But last time I went to Brazil, I didn't need a visa. But on April 10th, Brazil announced that U.S. citizens do need visas.
Ooh.
Because the U.S. requires for Brazilian citizens to need a visa. So Brazil's like, all right, you too. So yeah. And right before this, I was in a town called Desaguadero, which is a border town that is both in Peru and Bolivia. And I was stuck there because I couldn't get my Bolivian visa. So
Neither.
No, because I didn't have my yellow fever vaccine.
Okay.
So luckily in this case, I have everything I need to get a visa. I just have to wait for processing time. But I'm gonna make it to Brazil. I am determined. So.
Okay. Wow. Can you tell me about the history behind you and your girlfriend or not yet?
Sure. So I was in Sao Paulo. I was volunteering at a hostel there, and I was there for Carnival. So I had Tinder, and she was in Sao Paulo, the city, also for Carnival, and we matched on Tinder. But then the first time that I messaged her, she was back in her town, which is a couple hours away from Sao Paulo, and we were talking for a couple of days, and then I was like, I'm buying a bus ticket to come see you. And I stayed with her and her mom for 2 days, 2 nights, so I met her family right away. And yeah, we just really liked each other, and we really like each other still. So I visited her 3 times, and she visited me once over the 3 weeks that I had left in Sao Paulo. So we spent a lot of time together. And yeah, technically we're not in a relationship, but we call each other girlfriends, and I want to ask her to be in a relationship with me when I see her.
Okay. So, but does she speak English or?
Yeah.
Oh, she can speak English.
Yeah.
Wow. How good is her English?
It's quite good. She says that it's not, but it is.
It's better than me or no? Better than mine or no?
I think similar to yours. I mean, you
so it's
have
bad.
very good English, so I don't know. I don't want to rate people. But,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I am sure that if you want to choose between your girlfriend and my talk is better, you will say your
Exactly.
girlfriend. So it's not fair. Okay, so but you were looking for a girl, for a man, or for a Latina specifically in when you use Tinder.
Well, I was looking for a woman.
Even Latina or tourist.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like to be too specific in
Okay.
terms of like being open to whatever. But I was looking for somebody who could give me a tour or whatever, tell me more information
Okay.
about the area. But if I connected with somebody who is also a tourist, but I connected with a Brazilian, and that's what it is now. And it's been
Oh.
great. Yeah, like I'm very
Okay, but what things did you saw in her in the first time that you say this is the one?
I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but just the kind of conversation that we had, the
In
way,
English.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
the way that our personalities clicked, and sometimes she does message me in Portuguese about topics that are more complicated, and then I use a translator app. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So right now, do you want to improve your Spanish or you want to learn Portuguese?
My Spanish first.
Your Spanish first, really?
Because I know much more Spanish than I do Portuguese.
Okay.
So I think if I can, I hope to achieve fluency and then start tackling Portuguese. Or maybe both at once a little bit, but I think more focus on Spanish.
Okay. Do you use Duolingo to improve or really?
I use Duolingo. I don't know how effective it actually is. At this point, I am continuing because I have a streak and I don't want to give it up.
Me too, me too.
Yeah.
How much day streak do you have?
Right now, 70.
70.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so we're almost close.
Okay, how many days do you have?
700.
700?
Yeah. For 1-0, for 1-0. I 1-0 more than you. So.
Yeah, well.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Tell me your history about Peru. How did you start your trip here?
So my trip here started in Cusco.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in Argentina for 2 months, like I said, and I returned home to California for a month for the holidays. And then I came back. My intention was to travel in Cusco for 2 weeks and then come here to Lima and volunteer here for a month. My general idea was, okay, travel for a little bit, volunteer for a while, travel for a little bit, volunteer for a while.
That's a trick.
Yeah, as my routine.
Okay.
So Cusco was wonderful. I loved where I was. I stayed at Parihuana, Cusco, and when I was there, I decided to go back and volunteer in April. So that's where I spent April, was in Cusco again at Parihuana, volunteering. So I was there for 2 weeks. I had so much fun the first week, connected with a lot of the staff, a lot of the volunteers, friends as well that I made. And then the second week I was sick. I was very sick, like fever, nausea, sore throat.
Oh my god! All the stuff.
Yeah.
No.
And then I came here to Lima, and I sometimes don't do enough research, so I was going to volunteer with this man at a school that he ran with some family, and he picked me up. I stayed one night at a hostel right by the airport because I got here really late, and then he picked me up, and I thought I was going to stay in his parents' apartment, but I ended up staying in his apartment, and just some of his behavior was crossing my boundaries in terms of being too touchy, saying things that seemed kind of like flirting, and I wanted this to be a professional type of relationship, not anything more than that. So I felt really uncomfortable, so I called an Uber and ran away and came to Miraflores and booked some nights here at Parihuana, Lima.
and the next day you met a really nice Peruvian, I think.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Who was that?
Adrian.
Yeah. But tell me a little more about that history because that could help many people because that guy right now can be bothered more gringos
Right.
than you.
So I was not able. I was talking to Hostel World. No, oh my god. World Packers, which is what I booked the volunteering through.
How is the name?
World Packers.
World Packers, okay.
I asked them if I could get this guy removed from the app because I didn't want other people to have this experience. So I will. Hopefully, like, I want to stay safe and everything, but you know, I'm not going to use names, but he has a school on World Packers. It does not have any reviews. This opportunity, this volunteer thing, does not have any reviews as far as I know. So one piece of advice I'll give is do not go to volunteer opportunities that don't have reviews. Try to look for ones that have a lot of positive reviews. My best experiences have been when I've looked for top hosts. So that's hosts who have an average review score of 5 out of 5. I would say also try to be in an area for volunteering that is more heavily, not necessarily touristed, but has a lot of people. Like, okay, for example, when I was in that first place in Argentina, it was not a place that was heavily touristed by gringos, but it was heavily touristed by Argentinians. So knowing that it's a nice place to be in a more often frequented place can help with feeling safe. And if you feel uncomfortable somewhere, leave. Uber is available most places. Taxis are available almost everywhere. I would say don't wait for things to be like bad. If you feel uncomfortable, just try to leave before like okay, I left after this guy was stroking my arm and saying some whatever complimentary things, but things that I didn't want, and so I trusted my gut and I left.
Wow. Why do you choose that school if they didn't have reviews?
Because I had been told that I would only have to volunteer 4 hours a week. So I was thinking, wow, I get free accommodation every night and I only have to volunteer 4 hours a week. That's awesome. My parents said this might be too good to be true. And it was.
Oh, okay.
It was like well, you know, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it was still scary. It was still uncomfortable. It's one of the creepy situations that you might worry about if you see something with no reviews. So even if you think, oh, maybe this volunteer opportunity is new, maybe that's why it doesn't have reviews, I think caution is better, especially if you're a solo traveler and a solo traveling woman. Unfortunately, there's more risk that comes with that. So put your safety first. Don't, this is a time, don't be a people pleaser. Say, I'm gonna respect myself, I'm gonna put myself first. Whatever, I don't care if I hurt this person's feelings. I feel uncomfortable, so I'm gonna get out of here.
In which part of Lima was the school?
So it was coastal, but not Miraflores, not Barranco, nowhere. I honestly don't know the name of it, but it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. There were other houses around, but it was not a city area. It was not near very much, so I felt especially scared. I felt even worried that an Uber wouldn't be able to come pick me up there. I mean, places that are smaller towns or not cities, those places are wonderful as well if you're safe. But being alone with a person I did not feel comfortable around, and being in a place that was not as crowded, not as busy, made me feel especially unsafe.
Okay. Were you the only gringo there, or there were more?
I was the only one.
The only one.
Yeah, and I was the only volunteer at this place too.
Okay, well, at least that's good because maybe some other people left behind you.
Yeah, maybe.
for you.
Or
Okay.
maybe nobody else had gone there and I was the naive one that said, oh, it's new and I only have to work 4 hours a week. And then, but you know, I mean, I was only there for about 24 hours. I got out fairly easily. So I'm bad about that. As soon as my Uber was driving into Miraflores, I was like, I did it, I got out. And even as soon as I was in my Uber, it just felt good to be away from this situation that felt unsafe.
What you supposed to do in that school? So to help them.
I mean, I got the impression that I would just like be kind of doing whatever my specialties were. I think the school itself it's for young kids, but it was based in engineering and like coding, which I have especially coding, I have no experience in. So this guy was kind of implying that I would learn it along the way, but I was also talking with him about doing some mindfulness and like meditative kind of things with the students, but I did not end up doing anything. I left the place.
Okay. Can you say his name, or it's like, because you can help many people if they are watching this.
Yeah. I guess I'm just like worried. I
don't think that you're going to
I'll
come
say
back to
the place on World Packers is called La Propiedad Escuela.
Okay.
It's a man. He's gonna say you're staying at my parents' apartment or you're staying at my apartment. So I will also say probably don't do a volunteer experience where you'll be staying in somebody's apartment. You'll have significantly less freedom, significantly less privacy. So.
How old was he? No, it's from the park.
See?
How old was he?
How old?
Yes.
Probably in his 30s.
Wow.
30s, okay.
Yeah.
So he was old. All for you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I don't like being a recipient of unwanted, of like flirting or affection, particularly in a case where I am the only non-family person staying at this person's apartment. Like, it is inappropriate to try to bring romance into the situation that is from a volunteer organization where I'm supposed to be helping with your profession. Like, it is inherently professional, and to try to come on to somebody who is a solo woman is just not okay.
And he was the principal of the school, or a teacher, or he always was a worker there?
So it was his aunt's school, but yeah, I got the impression that he's like in charge of this school.
Okay, wow. Okay, maybe the name not in the video, but to me, okay. You look really nice with that color.
But yeah, I'll think about it. I'll talk to my family and be like, hey, do you think it'll be safe to provide this name? And if the consensus is yes, then you can put it in the comments or something like that.
Or we can do a video you there. I mean, we can talk about that specifically.
Yeah.
You know how to find me in YouTube, right?
Yeah.
How?
I'll look up Adrian English speaking English practice.
Okay. Adrian English, that's all. Okay, let's talk about good things.
Good things.
What do you like about my country?
About what?
My country, Peru.
Well, it's beautiful. I love the Incan ruins.
Machu Picchu or
Machu Picchu, Sacred Valley, different areas like what's it called? I went to Morai. That was beautiful. It's really cool. Some of those ruins, like Morai, they don't know what it was used for. So there are theories, but it's mysterious. I really like that places like Cusco are majority indigenous, because in the US, that's just not something that is the case. So I think that's pretty awesome. It's really cool to learn about Machu Picchu, for example, how Incan people left before settlers came to that area so that it wouldn't be found, so that it would be preserved. Looking at some of the ways that these ruins were, or these ancient places were built, when a lot of technology that we have now is not available, and yet these stones are cut into perfect square shapes.
And they are huge.
How did they do that? Yeah, how did they lift these things on top of each other? So being able to marvel at that and learn about it. Yeah, the culture is very nice as well. I do think, unfortunately, I have not been as immersed in Peruvian culture as I was in Argentina, for example, because I've been staying in or volunteering in hostels where there are a lot of people who are bingo. And unfortunately, I've had some experiences with people. You know what? I will say this as well. I was in Peruvian, Cusco, and there's a man who works as night security, and on my last night there, I told him I was leaving the next morning. He said he was going to give me a hug goodbye, and then he tried to start kissing me. So there have been unwanted advances. So I don't know if Peru has a more affectionate type of culture where that's okay, but look out for just like try not to end up alone with somebody.
Peru is known to be a machist culture. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Like misogynist?
No, so like men like to do that thing with women usually here.
Yeah.
So that's something.
So that was my second phrase. I feel like I had, I don't know. Just like, don't be afraid. If somebody's touchy, if somebody's trying to be affectionate and you don't want it, just say like, no, I'm not interested. Make your boundaries clear. I have definitely been a little bit too like trying to be nice, and it's better to just like stick up for yourself.
For that, I always say be careful with Peruvians, and sometimes they think that it is funny, or sometimes they like get offended because why Peruvians are nice, but I know Peruvians, so sometimes they are not nice. They are like, you experiment that, so
yeah. So I mean, this is really the only country where I've experienced this. Unfortunately, 3 times. The third time wasn't so bad, but you know, it was somebody trying to say like, oh hey, go to this place with me, like let's eat lunch together, and I was like, no thank you, and they were really trying to push for it. So again, stick up for yourself. Sometimes people don't want to take no for an answer, but try to keep yourself safe, try to not end up alone with somebody that you don't know very well, and I would say assume the worst and let somebody prove you wrong rather than assuming the best and having scary things happen.
You can hit them if you want.
True. Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Peruvian food. Are you vegetarian?
No.
Okay, that's nice. What is your favorite Peruvian dish?
I would say I love Peruvian fruit.
Fruit?
Yeah. Like lucuma. I actually love the texture of lucuma. It's like a sweet potato.
Oh, okay.
It's very fun. Dragon fruit. What's like chirimoya.
So you cannot get chirimoya and lucuma in Argentina?
I don't know. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
I tried the alpaca burger.
Alpaca burger?
Yeah.
No way.
You know, it was good, but I feel bad. I see these adorable alpacas with their soft wool, and I'm like, I'm sorry for eating you.
So it's cute and delicious.
No, don't eat it. They're so adorable. They don't deserve this.
What about guinea pig? Did you try guinea pig?
I didn't try that.
Why not?
Just the opportunity didn't present itself.
Okay, so maybe this time you're going to try guinea pig before. But do you want to, or
I don't know that I want to. Let's see. Oh, well, I don't know if this is Peruvian. I don't really think it is, but when I was in Arequipa, I had grilled octopus, and it was delicious.
Octopus. Okay. I don't know. I never tried octopus before. So, what about ceviche?
I love ceviche.
You love ceviche?
When I was in Cusco, I went to this place called Limo, I think.
Okay.
The ceviche there was so good. So I recommend that. I did have quite a bit of seafood
So be sure, be sure.
so I love seafood. Oh yes, that's like seafood is probably just generally one of my favorite foods.
What is one dish that you would like to know? He want to be free. He want to... No, that's enough.
So sad. Oh, stretch. It's okay. We've spent a lot of time together, that cat and I, to be fair. But yeah, the fruit is really special for me because that is something that's very specific to Peru. Like the ceviche and the seafood is wonderful here as well, but I'm able to get that other places. So I think I really like trying the things that are very specific to Peru.
So, tell me one thing that you don't have in other countries that you would like to keep from Peru. Maybe la lukma?
Lukma.
A lukma.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, so I will recommend more people try lukma here.
Yeah.
Do you try lukma in yogurt or ice cream or
I had
only
it in ice cream as
in
well.
ice cream?
But I would say the fruit itself is my favorite. It has an interesting texture.
Yeah.
It is like sweet potato, but just prepare yourself for that and it's fun. Oh, also, okay, what is the fruit that is like orange and then you kind of crack it open and it's like it has kind of slimy with a lot of seeds?
It's gray with a lot of... Okay, that's granadilla.
Granadilla.
Uh-huh.
Also really like
Also
that.
really good.
You have to be ready for a very slimy texture.
Yeah. Many people don't like the texture of the lugma and the granadilla, but the
Yeah.
flavor they like it.
It's worth it. But I really like the lukma texture. The granadilla, I'm like, okay, this is a little bit weird, but it's okay. Lukma, it's fun. It's fishy. It's like sweet potato.
Okay, what is something about the city? Which places did you visit here? Do you go to museums? Do you go to the beach?
I went to the beach.
To the beach, okay.
I didn't really go to many places.
Okay, do you surf?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you take
Well-
classes or?
No, I've surfed maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. So
Wow.
I've surfed before, but I'm not really a surfer. I'm from California, but I don't live near the beach. I live near the mountains. So I'm much more of a skier than I am a surfer.
Thank you. Not me or the cats. Okay, but so you don't like really to surf, or you're not used to
I mean,
it?
I'm not used to
Ah,
it.
you're not used to it. Okay.
Tienes hartas personas, ¿no?
Sí, sí.
Hello, my lady.
Hello.
My name is Michael.
Estoy en medio de una entrevista, hermano.
Habla.
Estoy en medio de una entrevista. Pero...
Ojalá que te eres diferente.
That kid always do that when I doing an interview. He try to sell something. Do you want to buy something?
No.
Dice que no quiere comprar nada.
¿Qué cosa?
No quiere comprar.
No te vinieron más.
¿No te está vendiendo nada? Okay. How old are you?
Mentiroso,
24 años. I'm
24
24.
años. I'm from Peru.
Okay. What is your dream job?
Oh gosh. Well, oh, I have to stretch like the cat. I am planning to become a therapist,
Okay.
but also my childhood dream job was to be a rock star. So I think I want to be a therapist, musician. I want to start a band, hopefully when I go to grad school, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. When I was in college, I was in an a cappella group for 5 years, and I was the musical director for 2 years, and I have a degree in music, so I'm like, but yeah, I really...
You have a degree in music?
Yeah.
Okay. What about in physical therapist? Do you have that?
Not physical, so I want to be a brain therapist, a mental therapist, counselor. I do. I have a degree in psychology and a degree in music.
Both degree? Wow. Okay. So your superpower is to sing.
Yeah.
Can you show me a little?
God. What song? I don't know.
Oh, what is your favorite band?
I'm too nervous.
My favorite color is blue.
I'm too put on the spot right now, but if you put my Instagram, there's a picture that has my face with a bandana, and then if you click on that, then it will open a video of me singing Edge of 17 by Fleetwood Mac, which is a song that I love very, very much.
A cappella?
No, it's
I love you, milady.
it's
I love
it's at a jazz club that had an open mic night, and
Oh, so that was something that you do one night when you were on the band.
I
Okay.
like apple. I
but
dislike
yeah, I want
salchi potato.
to start a band and probably have it be a cover band, at least at first. But I have written some music. I want to get better at it and figure out more of my
Mira, arriba.
routine when it comes to writing songs, because right now I'm like, I don't really know where to start. Sometimes I start with lyrics, but then it can be hard to find what music I want to put with that and if it will match the verse chorus verse type pattern. But yeah, I want to work on that.
Okay, okay. How close are you to be your dream reality?
Dream what?
How close are you to become your dream reality?
I'm living my dream reality.
Okay.
I'm traveling in South America. I'm very proud of what I'm doing. I am very happy with my life. I try to find joy wherever I can. I try to adapt and look at everything through a lens of gratitude and love. And I know it's like kind of hippie, but I really do think that perspective and mindset can influence a lot. If you are, I think there are things that can get in the way of that, whether that's physical or mental illness. I think seeking treatment for things like that is always beneficial, but sometimes it can be hard to find successful treatment, which I recognize, and it can be difficult to afford, which is an issue definitely in the United States right now. All that to say, if you're able to build a positive mindset, I think it can change a lot. And unfortunately, I think the system is sometimes not designed to help people with that necessarily. So it's a hard question to answer. I am lucky to be able to travel like this. I'm lucky in many ways, and so I try to really feel gratitude and also learn and not just live in a bubble.
Like many gringos.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I try to make choices that I'm proud of. That's one of my biggest things. I want to be proud of what I do. I want to be proud of who I am. So I try my best.
So maybe to eat guinea pig can be one of the things.
Maybe. I don't know though. A poor little guinea pig. I don't know if I want to eat. I mean, if I'm gonna eat animals, I guess. No animals are better than others. So I'm eating cows and chickens, but I don't know. I guess I try to not consume too much meat because particularly cows, like beef, red meat, pretty harmful to the environment. So, but I am contributing to environmental things anyway. But I don't know. I try to find some balance.
Are those mosquito bits or?
Oh God, yeah. So I was in the Amazon.
This Amazon or in
Yeah,
Brazil?
in Peru.
Oh my god! Wow.
And I didn't get any mosquito bites. I was there for 4 days. I didn't get any mosquito bites until last night.
Last night.
Yeah, I had every day I was going out and doing things that were getting me dirty. And on this last day, I had gone piranha fishing, and I caught a piranha, which was awesome. But it included a lot of sliding in the mud and things like that. So I was very dirty. I went back to my lodge/hostel, took a shower, and then I didn't put on bug spray. And I was outside wearing flip-flops, and the mosquitoes attacked my ankles and my feet. Luckily, they don't itch anymore, but they are, I don't know, they're very much still visible on my feet or legs, so it's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the most like hippie thing that you can do on the jungle is to drink ayahuasca.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that.
No, why not? You look like you want to.
I'm interested in it, but I have epilepsy, for example. There are some of these things I'm
You
like,
have that?
Mhm.
Okay, but some people say that that is good for that.
Right, but I don't know. I think that things like that are theories, but they're not scientifically proven or
Mhm.
necessarily supported.
Yeah.
There are things that I have that are part of my brain and part of myself that I'm like, I'm not sure how that would affect me. I don't know if that would provide a positive impact, like that could actually physiologically harm me. So I don't want to go too blindly into these kinds of, it's like psychoactive. I have heard like things like mushrooms can
Okay.
help with like brain stuff, but you have to be careful the way you go about it. So I didn't want to do it too recklessly.
Okay, but are you open to the idea or never, never?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Something interesting about ayahuasca is that Peruvians don't do that.
Okay, yeah.
So
I've heard that's similar when it comes to like alpaca and guinea pig, that it's less of a common native Peruvian thing and more of a tourist thing.
yeah. There are more gringos eating llama and guinea pigs than Peruvian right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to live in Latin America or just for vacation?
I mean, I love it here. Realistically, I don't know.
Okay. Because many people will support you when you start a little business. Because here, at least in Peru, people love gringos.
Yeah.
So you will have more lucky here than
Yeah.
to start something new.
I mean, it's interesting. Dollars, for example, generally go a long way in different countries in South America. There would just have to be a lot of research that I would do. I know, like, on a broad scale, people in the U.S. have access to more resources than some people in South America might. But right now, like, I am hesitant even about returning to my country because there is a lot of crazy stuff happening. I am not a fan of Trump. I'm actually actively a strong disliker
Really?
of
Because
Trump.
I think that one time I see you with your red hat one.
No, do not say that. That is not true.
One from
Oh my
Peru. One from Peru.
God.
One from Peru. Like. Red from Peru.
But
Okay.
anyway, we'll see what it's like. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about the United States' potential descent into fascism. So we'll see how that actually goes. And I don't know, maybe I'll choose to travel for more time if it feels like a place that is actually unsafe to be.
Some people say that Brazil is a little dangerous. What do you think? You were there.
I mean, yeah. I would say it's dangerous like any big city is dangerous. San Francisco in the US is dangerous. Los Angeles is dangerous. People they're going to be more likely to be people that will snatch something from you. There's wealth disparity that can lead people to feel like, I mean, it's hard, it's complicated, but I feel like their options are more limited, and I don't know. Yeah, but I didn't notice as much danger in Sao Paulo or in Rio as people say there is. You just have to watch your back. You make sure your stuff is like in a safe place.
Some people say that Peru is safe, but you have two bad experience here. So 3.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm definitely much more cautious around Peruvian men.
I'm the 3 one, or
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna definitely be cautious in terms of being alone with people, men in particular, just based on my anecdotal experiences. I really have nothing to say that is like a generalized thing for anybody from any country, but honestly, I would just say it's not even about Peru. I'm just going to be more cautious in general to be alone with people I don't know. I think that's generally just a good role to have when you're a solo woman. Unfortunately, it's something I learn again and again, time and time again, that I sometimes forget, but I have to remember and enforce the whole thing. Don't expect the best of people, expect the worst for real, and let them prove you wrong rather than putting yourself in potentially dangerous situations because you expect the best of somebody.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Which country have the more good-looking people? Some people say Brazil.
Brazilian woman. Yes.
Really? So it's true that Brazilian people is really good looking.
Specifically, the specific apartment that my Brazilian girlfriend lives in. Most beautiful woman alive.
Usually, gringos are tall, but Brazilians are tall as well. Are you taller than your girlfriend?
I'm
Or
a little bit taller than
you're
her,
taller
yeah.
than her? No way.
Like a couple inches taller than her, not very much.
Are you tall or you're normal?
I'm the average female height in the U.S.
That's tall here. Yeah. Are you taller than me? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who wins? That's the problem that many Peruvians have. They are too short from American people when they come here.
Yeah.
Do you like the feeling to be a little more taller in this country than in your original country?
Honestly, I don't think about it very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, the cat's climbing the tree.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. No. I was about to go there.
Probably the biggest difference I notice is sometimes I'm the only white person around. I think it's also like a pretty, I don't know quite how to say it, but it's not a common experience to have in the US, and I think in some ways it's an important experience to have, to be able to not always necessarily be the majority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you like to be a Barbie here, or you prefer to be like in Argentina, more like people look like?
Oh, I don't really have a preference. I don't know.
Really, many people could die to have your eyes or your hair.
Oh yeah.
But for you, it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we just are who we are. We're born in whatever vessel we're born into, and I don't think it really should matter too much. I mean, unfortunately, there is a lot of pressure put on that generally, but yeah, it's interesting though. It really is interesting. Like, this is a whole little tangent, but your level of, okay, at least in the US, a person's level of conventional attractiveness, particularly for women, will and can and will actually influence a person's life. Like, for example, statistically, a more conventionally attractive woman is more likely to get hired than a less conventionally attractive
Oh,
woman.
really? That's still there. Wow.
Yeah, I learned this in my psychology class. Like, it is interesting the way our perceptions, expectations, whether that matches our minds or not, our thoughts or not, how that can influence our decisions even with us not realizing it. So I think it is good to be aware of the potential influence that somebody's fitting with the standard might have on your perception of somebody. Like, just trying to live consciously and limit the effects of implicit biases and things like that.
Okay. What is something that American people think about Peru? Do you know something or nothing at all?
I don't
No, we don't know. Okay. Okay. Do you want to know something about Peru that you want to ask or nothing? There are 17 people watching right now. Okay.
So I don't know, what's the most traditional Peruvian food or drink?
Peruvian drink, chicha morada, is made about a purple corn. Did you try
Purple
that? Corn.
Actually, yeah, I think I
You
had
tried
that yesterday.
Oh, do you like
It
it?
was so good.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You are from USA, so you know what is the donuts.
Yeah,
Did you try a Peruvian
I
donuts?
don't think so.
It's made about sweet potato and smash.
Sweet potato and what?
Smash.
Okay.
Calabaza.
Okay.
It's really good. It's orange and it's famous. One little store here because it was in a TV show called Street Food Latin America in Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
man.
you can try that.
Cool. Yeah.
Do you know about the cat part before come here, or was it a surprise when you were walking?
Yeah. So I booked when I was on my escape route from Creepy Man. I booked my hostel at Pariwana Lima. I'm a loyal Pariwana fan, and I discovered this cat park right across the street from Pariwana, and I love cats. I've loved cats so much since my childhood. I was a Warrior Cats girl with the book series. So I was so happy when I found Kennedy Park with all the cats.
So this is your favorite park in all Peru?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even staying at Pariwana this time.
Oh my god, this is a really good picture. Can I take a screenshot of that?
Get this cat's attention. He's so cute.
No. he felt the danger. Oh, he's come back. He's going for me, I think.
Remember the next time we had together?
We say Mishi.
Alright. Maybe this cat will choose to return. I'll give it its agency.
Okay, how difficult was to get around here just speaking English?
But I speak Spanish.
I know, but for example, can you speak English here or you have to change to Spanish?
I don't know. I tend to begin with Spanish, so I can't say that I have a super clear picture of that, but sometimes I say words that don't exist, so people can generally figure out what I'm meaning. Like, okay, these are my documents that I needed for my visa, which I actually didn't end up using because I'm just using my e-visa application anyway, but I was going around to these places being like, puedo printar mis documentos, but printar is not a word, it's empresar, I believe, so.
And what?
Empresar?
No. Imprimir?
Imprimir, is that like to print something?
Yes, to print.
Okay. See, I didn't even learn the correct word. Imprimir.
He's good. You need food, I think. Oh, look at that.
This won't make it. Oh, wow. Oh my god! There's a cat up that tree. Wow.
I will come back here. That was really nice.
I tried to get this cat
He
to
didn't
come up to me, but it didn't want to. Also, it's really impressive how durable cats are. Like,
They can go really.
I'm gonna try to get this cat to want to hang out with me.
Okay, to finish this interview, what is your favorite Peruvian phrase?
Peruvian phrase in particular?
Yes, something Peruvian that you learn here.
I can't say that any Peruvian phrases come to mind.
Oh, I will teach you one. How do you say hello, my friend, in Peruvian?
Hola, amigo.
That's in Spanish. In Peru, we say habla causa.
Habla causa.
Habla causa, in this way.
Habla causa.
Habla causa. That's the most Peruvian phrase that you can learn here. Okay, so now you know. Okay, I think that was all. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope that the next time that you come to Peru, you have more better experience, the bad experience.
You know what? I mean, this is like a next time because I left Peru and I came back,
Okay.
and it's been a good experience. I mean, except for that one guy in my other hostel. But whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
second time in Lima. Have a good experience here.
Let me know if you have a 3 or more time here.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for your time. Okay.